Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is January 24th. It is a Wednesday, and on Wednesdays, we wear pink.
It'd be really hot if they changed, like, everything.
That is right, I went and saw the newest movie, Mean Girls, which dropped on January 12th of 2024. It is rated PG-13, and it is 2 hours long. It is directed by Samantha Jane and Arturo Perez Jr. It is distributed by Paramount Pictures, and the story is by Tina Fey, Neil Benjamin, and Rosalind Wiseman. It stars Angourie as Cady Heron, Christopher Brinley as Aaron Samuel, Phoebe Wood as Gretchen Wieners. I'm not going to say her name, I'm just going to put her name down in the card. As Karen, I do not want to butcher her name, that's why I'm not going to try to say that. Tina Fey as Miss Norbury, Tim Meadows as the principal, Jaquel Spivey as Damian. Again, I'm not going to butcher her name. I'll just put her name down here as Janice. And Renee Rapp as Regina George. And this movie, basically is the same concept as Cady, who has always been homeschooled, and she is thrown into learning how to survive in a public school setting. But things get difficult as she gets thrown into a group that she is not too familiar with. So this film is basically a remake of the 2004 film Mean Girls, and it's 20 years later since that movie came out. At first, when I saw this in theaters, I hated the concept. I hated the idea. Why do we need a new Mean Girls movie? And a coworker of mine told me that this is actually going to be a musical because Mean Girls is also a musical. At the time, I thought what she meant was the musical came first, then the movie. So that helped me kind of be like, okay, maybe then it's not too bad of an idea of a musical if it came before the movie and the movie copied the musical. But that's not how it was either. It was the movie, then the musical, and now the movie musical. All three are stories written by Tina Fey, and I also learned that all the original cast actually have gave the blessings for this to be made. Renee Rapp, who plays the new Regina George, of course, no offense, she is already just nothing like Rachel McAdams' Regina George, but they did do SNL this past weekend where Renee Rapp, she is an actual singer, and before her performance she was introduced by none other than Rachel McAdams. So she knows about it, she gave her blessing. Tina Fey is part of this, Tim Meadows returns, and there's a cameo as well that I will talk about a little bit later. But it had the blessing, so I'm like, okay, if they're okay with this being out there, I'll go check it out. And oh my gosh, I actually really loved it, you guys. Now, it's hard not to watch this as its own entity and to not compare it to the movie. I don't think that many people have seen the musical, so the song aspect was definitely a lot newer. But to compare it to the movie, they had a lot of lines that were the same ones as we heard from the movie. And my only complaint about some of them, not all of them, but some of them, is the line deliveries were very fast forwarded. And my best example of that is when Regina meets Cady for the first time. And in 2004, it's a lot slower. Regina George says, "Wow, you're really pretty." And Cady replies, "Thanks." She's like, "Do you agree?" "What?" "You think you're really pretty." So you see how that like gives it time to breathe. And this one is like, "Oh wow, you're really pretty." "Oh, thanks. So you agree, you think you're really pretty." And I'm like, okay, so there's the line we heard, but it's different, which it's just how sometimes things go. But I really think my reasoning, I don't know if this is the actual reason, but the reason I can excuse it is because this is a musical. So they have a lot more beats and other things. We need to go into the next song. We need to go into the next segment. So they don't have as much time to let those iconic phrases breathe. So yeah, it kind of bothered me, but not to the point where I hated it. And plus, this is a completely different version as well. So a couple of positive things and ways that they changed this is they did take out the first cousin aspect of the character Karen trying to get her cousin to notice her first cousin, and she tries to justify it that it's her first cousin. It's like, no, girl, no. And then they also took away the gym teacher with the student, and I'm glad about that because the gym teacher was played by one of my favorite actors, Jon Hamm. Now, he didn't have much to do in the film. Kind of what you see in the trailer is what he does. He is just a gym teacher who is awkward teaching. No, he's not the gym teacher. He's a sex ed teacher. And I think he's a sex ed teacher in the original too. And then during the Christmas play, when Regina has a little mess up, he just basically is in one of the little mini TikTok videos going like, oh, she should be using her glutes right now. So what you see in the trailer is what he does in the movie, and I feel like he's very much a throwaway character, where in the first one, obviously is incorrect for him to be going after someone so young, and that's probably why they took that whole situation out. But they could have given Jon Hamm a little bit more to do, because I love Jon Hamm and I wanted to see more of him. Now, something that did change that I feel like it had to be more explained than us just knowing is during the Christmas performance in the original, the music cuts out and they have the hilarious scene of when I don't know who it was, either I don't think it was Karen, I think it was Gretchen Wieners goes to fix the boombox, and it flies into that kid's face, and it's awkward because now the music stopped, and it's like, okay, how are we gonna save this performance? And Cady saves it because she can sing, and she's like, and it's a well-known song, and she's just like, what a bright time, it's the right time, and everyone's like, to rock the night away. And so that made sense. She kind of saved the performance. And this, we're just told this Cady saves the performance. Regina, because she has been gaining weight due to Cady giving her those bars that make you gain weight instead of lose weight by lying to her. And Gretchen keeps saying, hey, we need to practice this performance. And Regina's like, no, we don't. We've been doing it for years. It's the same shit, different year. But she's a little heftier. So when they go to lift her, she kind of crash lands. And immediately it just cuts from her falling to all these millions of tweets and people's videos. And in one of the segments, some random girl has to explain, oh, Cady saved the performance by continuing to dance. And people are like, yeah, Katie's really pretty, But it's like, did she though? Once Regina falls, they just kind of cut to the next situation. So I didn't see that. It was more told to me, and I don't want to be told what happened. I want to see what happened. So that was kind of not as well done. Another difference is in this one, Cady only has a mom, which for me personally, I think it kind of makes it weirder because the dad in the original was hilarious in the fact that his two parents not knowing how to guide their child in public schooling and normal because they ground her, and the mom's like, where's Cady? And the dad's like, oh, I let her go out. And she's like, she's grounded. Oh, is that what you do when they're grounded? They're not allowed to go out. Like, they don't know how to navigate this new situation. So for it to have just been a single mom at times is a little awkward. It's okay because that's still life for some people, but I just think the dad was a lot funnier than the mom in the original. Also in this one, Janice in both is being made fun of for being a lesbian. And in the first one, we know that there's issues between Janice and Regina because Damian keeps saying, oh, well, back in 6th grade or back however many years ago, and Janice is always like, Damian, no, shall we not? Well, in this, they finally explain what happened. And basically, Regina outed Janice, and Janice wasn't ready to be outed. But in this, Janice is a lesbian. So to get offended that people keep calling you a lesbian when you are a lesbian, but I guess it's just because it wasn't her timing. And I really think it's neat that they explained what their issues were, because it definitely makes sense that you think someone's your friend and then they take the stuff you tell them in secret and in private and in trust, and they turn it against you, and in the end they weren't your friend at all. And that's really what Cady does to Regina. She acts like she's her friend, but in the end she really isn't. She just was infiltrated on commands of Janice and Damian so Janice could have revenge from her and Regina's situation back in the day. I also like how in this one we see Janice end up with a partner as well as Damian at the prom. In the original, they both didn't have anyone to go to prom with, so they ended up kissing, and they're like, oh yeah, no. So, and this one is kind of cute. It was really cute to see them actually have partners to go to the prom with or end up with when they're at prom. Another really cool fact is Renee Rapp, who plays Regina George. She actually played Regina George in the musical. Again, not many people probably know about the musical, but she did play Regina George, and a lot of these songs were in there in the musical. My favorite songs were Meet the Plastics and Apex Predator, but I loved all these songs. I love musicals. Like I told you guys in my Wonka review, I actually really love musicals, and I can't wait to rewatch these and actually learn the songs. I should have brought my headphones in, which they're pink, to work so I can listen to it and memorize it more. Another aspect I really liked in this one was the Karen character. In the original, she is played by Amanda Seyfried, and she did a really great job. And I think, honestly, if the musical had existed before, like I thought it did, they could have made a musical of this with Lindsay Lohan, because she can sing. Same with Amanda Seyfried. I don't know about Rachel McAdams, but the musical came after. So, but they could have been able to sing it, and it would have been just as iconic, I think, obviously. But this Karen is played by, I cannot say her name, and I refuse to try to say it, to butcher it. And I loved her portrayal of Karen. But she is just absolutely gorgeous. It's someone who isn't just, your typical dumb blonde. And she played Karen so well in this. I just really enjoyed her, and I enjoyed her. She got a singing part and the dance break and all that.
Dance break. That's how you use that.
She just, to me, she stood out, because I'm going to be honest, just seeing someone of color being able to be such a prominent role, and she was hilarious, and she's beautiful, and I just love her. I'm just going to say, I think, honestly, she may have been my favorite character, because I don't think I really cared about the rest. I really don't enjoy Cady in this version. She's definitely no Lindsay Lohan. Again, it's hard not to compare. BB Wood as Gretchen Wieners, I don't think was nearly as iconic as the original Gretchen Wieners. They took away the toaster strudels thing, and that could be because no one really knows what toaster strudels are. So they took away that funny aspect. And she seems more like sad to be Regina's friend, where the other one in 2004 was glad to be Regina's friend and then learned that Regina isn't the nicest person. But I did like one quote and one life lesson I'm going to use. Kind of like in Wonka, I'm going to use that, oh, sorry, that's my orphan syndrome. When Gretchen was saying, once I learned that Regina's love language is anger. That's hilarious to me. My love language is anger. That's all. Why is Amanda the way she is? Oh, my love language is anger. And then this part is major spoilers, so if you don't want to get spoiled, do not watch this part. During the mathletes competition, the announcer is none other than Miss Lindsay Lohan herself. And oh my gosh, I thought it was so adorable that she was back. I think I heard some bitches behind me go like, oh my god, are you serious? Yeah, we're fucking serious. It's Lindsay fucking Lohan. She's the one who originally played Cady. She made this character come to life. Like, put some fucking respect on her name, bitches. Like, whoever was sitting behind me, like, don't do that. And I clapped when this movie ended. Like, it literally felt like a musical to me, like a Broadway show. And it was so good. And I just honestly really love this movie. I actually ended up really saying I adore this movie. One thing I always tell coworkers, friends, family members, anyone and everyone that I'm proud of, if someone's happy for themselves and they're like, oh my gosh, I accomplished this thing, I passed this test, I have this many dogs to groom, well, that customer really loved that dog groom I just did. Anything, like, oh my gosh, anything that anyone's proud of. My number one quote is actually from Mean Girls 2004. And it's, you go, Glen Coco. So I'm going to add it, but I never do this. I never, ever had my phone even on during a movie theater experience. But being a mom, I do now keep my phone on me just in case anything. I don't keep it on sound, but I could tell that part was about to come on, and I could tell that Damian was about to go like, you go, Glen Coco, and none for Gretchen Wieners. So I whipped out my phone, and yes, I recorded it, him saying, you go, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco! Because you know what? Whenever you feel like you don't do that much and you don't accomplish much, but you finally accomplish that one thing, you know what? You go, Glen Coco. And I would give this movie an A, not an A+, because again, that's Oscar worthy. But for my expectations, girl, I thought I'd be giving this like an F-, like, forget, T-1 second, who cares, who knows, no one gives a fuck. I love it. I adore this movie. It's definitely not as iconic as the original, but it is absolutely, I loved it, and I loved the experience, and I want to own this and Wonka on DVD and just like learn all the songs and sing along. And so if you guys have seen the latest Mean Girls film in 2024, please comment down below, let me know. Let's have a conversation, get a conversation started, and make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because I actually already have another film that I'm going to be making a review for, because I saw it the exact same day I saw Mean Girls. So definitely, again, some more stuff to look forward to. I still am going to post my, attach my community post on where you guys would like me to take the channel. Of course, I'm doing 2024 reviews, but I want to do other topics as well. So I started a poll about 2 weeks ago. I'll go ahead and still attach that if you guys still want to make votes on it. But other than that, I will see you guys in literally just a few minutes as I go record the review for the other movie I saw on the same day. All right, thanks guys. See you at the next one.